Have you seen Pocket? He hasn't been here in a few days. I hope he's okay.
He's not here.
Aww. You feel something outside the door. The best way to describe it is a presence. You open the door to find the one-eyed... Wait, really only one-eyed? The cat definitely has two eyes, even though there's a scar over one.
Yeah.
The one-eyed street cat Astarte, staring at you. She flicks her tail and walks away, looking back to see if you're following. Follow. You follow the cat at a safe distance. Oh, don't tell me that Pocket's been hurt or something. Or
they have kittens.
Or they have kittens. Oh, gosh. She leads you through the streets. That would have been really fast for them to have kittens.
I mean, maybe they just always been kind of a love-hate relationship.
Eh. She leads you through the streets, her paws making no sound on the concrete. I was going to also say, wouldn't it be sad if he had gotten hit by a car or something, but that they wouldn't do that.
No, not in this game.
You wonder that the city seems so oddly empty for such a beautiful evening. She turns and you seem to have lost her in an alley's shadows. Where did she go?
Pocket, you there?
A rumble of thunder shakes the sky, but there are no clouds. Your eyes adjust to see a green and yellow eyes blink at you from all sides. Wait, is this the cat coven? After a moment you realize it's not thunder. It's purring. Hundreds of cats surround you, watching intently, ready to pounce. And as if by one mind, they all arise and flow past you, and you are swept along with them. You find yourself back at the park. At a hole. Oh.
Secret cat cult.
At a hole in the hedge that you never noticed before. Oh. The cats flow into the hole in the hedge. You think you see Astarte's tail flick as she ducks inside too. The park looks the same, yet somehow larger. Or have you grown smaller? Oh no, you've become a jellicle cat.
What's happening?
Nobody answers. It seems whatever lies ahead you must do yourself, without his help or protection. Oh, you hesitate, noticing that your hands have become paws. The hole glows ominously. You step forward, enjoying the cool of the earth against the pads of your paws. Peace washes over you in this place, smelling of herbs and summer afternoons. In the way of dreams, Pocket and Astarte look at you, and you understand what's happened. You sense Pocket has been fighting for you, literally clawing to get you accepted here as a brother cat. Eventually, Astarte accepted you as part of the extended feline family, in a place beyond fighting. Before you know it, your fur is combed by a comforting tongue. A rumbling purr shakes your ribcage.
Cat?
Cats? Wait, polyamorous max achievement unlocked?
Guess so.
Oh. You look in his eyes and feel deep, abiding, familial love as he grooms you like a brother.
Groom.
You return the favor. It's a bit like brushing someone's hair, except fur sticks to your tongue. Oh, you're gonna cough up hairballs in the morning, I bet ya. You sense Pocket is not his true name, but that you are beyond names here. He's grateful that you believed in him, and he's given you his deepest trust. You fall asleep in a long sunbeam, longer than a lifetime of afternoons. You wake up warm and refreshed, but with a heavy weight on your chest. After a moment of disorientation, you inspect your paws. Hands. They're hands again. Fully awake, you see Pocket is asleep on top of you, nuzzled into your neck. Eventually, Pocket gets up and stretches, watching you curiously.
I have werecat now.
You focus and concentrate, trying to transform into a cat. Nothing happens. Pocket pauses, then begins washing his paw. Maybe he's hiding a smile. He looks comfortable in your apartment. It occurs to you that you've never seen him quite so at ease. After a moment, Pocket jumps up with a chirrup and slips through your open window. You watch him pick his way along the rooftops. He looks back at you, tail curled.
Oh, blink.
Slow blink. Pocket hesitates only a moment, blinking slowly before he slinks away into the cityscape. You've reached maximum love level with Pocket. Hey, is everything okay? Pocket was gone all night.
Yeah, he was with me.
Oh, good. Phew. Cats are more like roommates than pets, you know. Roommates with fuzzy tummies. You gotta give him freedom. Oh well, I'm glad that he has you for a friend.
Me too. I still wish we got to meet Tank. Just to find out that Tank is, like,
Wait.
tiny.
Oh, right. They're Tank.
Yeah, their name is Tank. Okay, so we got a couple of options. We could go see Eric at long last. Or say, quite honestly, screw that, no thank you, and beat this game.
Finish the dungeon?
Well, if we finish the dungeon, we finish the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, what else do we have around here?
Eric.
But that's considered a date,
Yep.
right?
All right, leaving. Okay, so I'm gonna do a couple levels.
But
with
is that
every character.
really going to prevent us from learning more about the Knights Templar and who's kidnapping the weapons?
I don't think we're gonna learn it by dating Eric. And
Ew, no.
yeah, it's
I'll
like
try not to disrupt your focus too much with my chatter.
oh, I didn't notice he had a really sick, or they had a really sick individual dodge.
Oh, it's the
Yeah,
cloud.
turn into shadow and then zoop. Oh, we do a lot of damage now. Dang. But yeah, no, at this point I have, like, no real interest in sticking around for any length of time. We'll run the dungeon fully one last time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll play with each character for 2 levels. Just kind of because. You know, kind of want to see what their combos are. Fully upgraded. Because half of them, you know, as soon as they hit max level, you just don't use them anymore. I kind of hate that in games. It's not uncommon where you, like, max out your friendship with a character or finish the dialogue with
you
them.
can only write so much unless they wrote copious amounts of
Follow-up dialogue? Yeah.
or
I'm just thinking
side dialogue akin to the different reactions to the side rooms in the
Yeah.
dungeons.
I don't know. I don't think there's a good way of doing it, frankly. I just remember, like, Pyre, where we finish characters, like, storylines by literally sending them off permanently.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just kind of a downer, because it was just like, here's all the characters that you really like. Oh, they're gone.
Yeah, because you always wanted to free the ones that you liked most.
Yeah. With the exception of, like, 1 or 2. Like, I don't remember if we actually freed Jodariel. I think we did.
We did.
Yeah. Because turns out you could have actually had her go into a romance with the other demon dude.
Mm-hmm.
The, like, rough black-haired looking one. Which I thought was actually kind of cool. And there were a couple other, like, kind of secret things. I know we were specifically trying to match the wild child with the young man.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of neat. Well, go on then. The stage is waiting for you. Why not you?
Well,
You know why not. Look at me. Now look at you. You're the extrovert with all your energy, meeting new people, adventuring into dungeons.
you try to interrupt and correct them, but they don't let you get a word in edgewise.
Your heart has led you this far. It's done well for you. Now what does it say? I could sing?
Yeah. Can't quite finish the sentence without laughing. The idea seems preposterous.
Well, suit yourself, but mark my words, one day you will be under the spotlight. All eyes will be on you, and your true self will be shown to the world, for better or worse.
Would you like to offer a gift?
Sure.
They liked the tickets last time. What tickets are those?
Ballet. Thank you, dude. I'll use it well. Until then, we journey onwards. Realistically, none of these gifts matter. I think we should have gone back in the mall for more potential blueprints. Unless we've actually gotten everything. I don't know. It's kind of hard to care.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing I wondered was, what was up with the weird shop?
I don't think they ever followed through on that one, unfortunately.
Because there were the demons there that looked like snakes and
yeah,
a whole
it
host
seems
of
like
other
there's a
odd
lot
creatures.
more to it. Like, I don't know.
And we've already discovered that they're shape-shift. Well, cats capable of making people shape-shift into
And
additional
vampires.
cats, vampires.
But yeah, weird cat dimensions
witches.
and other things. Like, I don't know. I really wish there was more immediate follow-through on a number of these things, because, like, it would have been really cool if, yeah, your character does canonically become a werecat, depending on your decisions with Pocket. And, like, that could even open up some interesting avenues for, like, other characters or the rest of the plot.
Or the whole vampire or witch or wizard thing.
Yeah, so, like, if you'd gone vampire, Pocket would straight up just, like, not want anything to do with you because it senses that you're creepy.
You're undead.
Yeah. And vice versa. Or maybe not vice versa, but, you know, the vampires treat you different if you're a werecat.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're putting werecats in opposition to almost as though they're werewolves. Oh, this is the whole fish situation.
Yeah. Wrong way.
Or was it a mouse?
It was the mouse.
Sorry. Oh.
I still think our character's a complete weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
But alas.
Pocket hops up on a nearby pool table and bats at a ball frantically, excited as it rolls. You move the pool balls around intriguingly, keeping Pocket running until he's breathless. Would you like to offer a gift? Decide not to give a gift for now. So, overall, what weapons do you prefer the most? Ability-wise?
Sawyer or... No, I don't like Sawyer at all. Sawyer, Isaac, and Valeria I found the hardest to control in the end. They weren't very fun. Pocket is absurd, but not because of any of Pocket's abilities, but purely because of that.
Oh, that one slash move?
It's the widest range
And with
move in the entire game.
7, you liked the chain lightning.
The chain lightning was very strong because it would hit a lot of enemies, do a lot of damage, and stun them too.
And Sunder, you enjoyed the bleed, right?
Yeah. You know, the higher level I got, the less useful Sunder became.
Okay, well then what about Rowan?
So Rowan is kind of mixed bag. Rowan fights very similarly to Pocket, but it's not as big of an AoE. So ultimately, like, kind of good, but not like, I don't know. It's just Pocket is just so good. Pocket and 7 are so good. Let's see, change weapons. Because yeah, Sawyer's big issue for the most part is just that their strength kind of lies in this throw, which is kind of good, but it's very limited and awkward and a little hard to aim. If there was like an auto aim or some other things, it wouldn't be so bad. But their like regular combo is just, if you notice, kind of like a short range bad version of Pockets. And I don't think they're like necessarily terrible, but it's not as good as some of the other characters, which is just a bit of a shame. I like the idea of the throwing the weapon, and it does a lot of damage. It just doesn't...
You prefer to have a whirlwind of destruction around you.
Yeah, it doesn't disrupt enemies, and it's not wide range enough, so a lot of enemies can just scoot straight past it. Yeah, we've already done that with Sawyer. And so I think if I was like more patient and was willing to fight enemies one-on-one, but I'm usually going for as many enemies as possible to hit them with AoEs and take them down quick. Like, I'm actively trying to shoot that laser thing and it's not working because the shots are going elsewhere. Where's your head at? You're quiet.
I I was actually just thinking about the fact that you, for all intents and purposes, also got the max level romance with Valeria, and it was like what you said before, it was very tame.
Yeah. You were...
But the thing is, it just made the whole encounter with Isaac seem over the top.
Yeah, that...
Compared to the others.
Him being relatively chaste in the beginning ended up being the spiciest. I think Sunder probably would have been.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, finally, a place with taste. I thought it was impossible in the dungeon. I won't have the best wines, but perhaps we can find a digestif. Ah, yes, perfect.
He pulls a bottle out from a crevice under the bar.
There's a lovely Caramaro. Not an Amaro at all, you see, but a wine aperitif with a blessed thistle. I do wonder what cocktails an expert bartender might put it into.
Oh.
Let's make one. Aha, there's the boldness I admire. Well, let's see what we can do.
He pulls out an assortment of liqueurs and liqueurs. Together, you select a few.
There's no stirring spoon here. Use me to stir it, then we'll see.
You stir it and have a taste. You almost spit it out. It's like someone poured cough syrup into a handful of dirt.
Well, we tried. In retrospect, a waste to find Cardamaro. What we learned in the process. Let's leave the bartending to the bartenders, shall we?
Would you like to offer a gift?
Yes, sword cufflinks. My tailor will adore me for using these, thank you. Our talents lie elsewhere. So, in retrospect, Isaac goes back up a little bit on the list just because his basic attack combo is really strong. It's very quick. And has kind of a nice charge to it, which makes for a lot. Because, yeah, I can just mulch through a lot of enemies. It's still just kind of the basic 1, 2, 3, and the 3 is a bit of an AoE. He's also got a really good AoE strong combo, but his entire build is dedicated to... his entire build is dedicated to the riposte system, which I'm sure you've heard me complain about parrying in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, parrying in this game is butts. I don't like it at all. The timing on it's really awkward, and it's just not nearly as worth base rolling and hitting a bunch of enemies. You're still distracted.
Yeah, I admit I'm a little distracted by the fact... I don't know. Shouldn't be talking about it in videos. I suppose it's involving my artwork and having to report people for using it.
Yeah, get your head out of that gutter, Shell.
Yep. I had to report the same person 3 times already.
Yeah, but it's like...
Eventually they'll get banned. Eventually.
Yeah, how much damage does rolling do? Oh, that's kind of bad. It's like, it's kind of nice that the rolls do damage, but it's so little that it's not worth it. I'm above
Oh
1,000
no!
gold. It's whatever. You get $1,000.
It's hovering over the abyss. Flopping into a seat feels good. You realize you're more tired than you thought. Fighting takes a lot out of you, doesn't it? Would you like to offer a gift?
Yes. Perfume.
Oh, it's lovely. Maybe the roses of Venus should have their own scent. Maybe we've been pushing ourselves too hard lately. Valeria stifles a yawn. But it's not too late to learn from our mistakes. It's safe. How about a quick catnap?
Yup.
Yeah, I think we may have experienced this before.
Yeah, we have. Just not the perfume. I think as far as, like, character romances go, Valeria's remains probably my favorite, just because it wasn't... Like, there was romance there, but it was more than the romance, and it wasn't necessarily about her problems either. Just her opening up, which felt a lot more natural than Therapy Friend. Whereas, like, Isaac very much was kind of in firm defiance to his father.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, with Valeria, there was the mystery of, you know, why was Jake following her around? And clearly she's...
Yeah, there was a little bit of that.
Running a bit from the
But
whole
it's like, beyond
Jess.
that, you went on, like, 2 actual dates that were nice. And, like,
And also it helps that she's an artist.
if Sawyer didn't have little sibling syndrome, maybe the dates could have been better with the whole, like, yeah, let's just cook stuff. Except for it was kind of sad. And so, like, not the greatest. Also, Valeria goes back up. That dodge roll confusion is actually really good.
Yeah, I don't know how you'd rank the characters.
Well, I mean...
For weapons. For their weapon forms and what one you prefer to use the most.
I've got a pretty firm ranking in my head. I'm making some adjustments. Namely that Isaac and Valeria are higher on the list, but they're still kind of limited based on the niche aspect of their abilities. I think part of it is...
Oh, sorry, you can continue.
One thing that is important to me in a lot of these games is how do they scale into the late game?
Mm-hmm.
And so Sunder ends up really strong. Like, if you notice that bleed... Oh, right, it has to be a finisher to get him. But that bleed makes them take, like, a ton of damage, and then they explode. Like, if I just wait over here...
timer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's really good, but I have to wait for that bleed to go. I think this is an issue with status effects in a lot of games, where bleed can be really good. I just don't want to. Bleed can be really good, but the issue is... It still takes X amount of time for that turret to say die, where I could have just kept swinging at them and killed them faster. And so it's like, I like the idea of making enemies bleed, but sometimes it's better to just do more damage in general and just hit them till they're dead, instead of messing around with status effects at all. So, I like Sunder's effects, but he was really good in the first dungeon when I was weak and needed the boost of the status effects to take enemies down while I was kind of running around and fighting. But now that I'm so much stronger, pure damage, AoE, and stun is just so much more valuable. Which, speaking of...
Yep.
That circular AoE is why 7 is so good. He doesn't actually do that much damage. I think he's, of the entire dateable cast, he does the least. Him and Valeria, but he swings slower. The thing is, it just doesn't matter. Because all I have to do is just, well, okay, when I say weakest, I mean just like pure damage, but the chain lightning cycles it out. But all I have to do is walk into a room and start mashing Y, and I just win. I don't have to worry about enemies hitting me. The circular AoE hits almost every damage source.
Yeah, it shocks them all. What I was going to say earlier was that I do wonder how a character's weapon and their viability in the dungeons and how they complement a player's playstyle, if it had any bearing or influence at all on the desire for them to be the dated individual.
Not for me. I think if the game had been structured differently, yes.
But I think it is one of those things where you can independently enjoy a character's weapon more than the one that you would choose for the romance.
Correct. So, for example, no interest in dating 7. But absolutely enjoy using... Ow.
Their abilities.
Yeah. Because they're just that convenient. Oh, well, that would have been nice.
Convenient doesn't sound like a good word.
True.
Then again, I suppose it's hard not to humanize characters in these games. I mean, for all intents and purposes within the game, it's weird talking about the characters as weapons.
True.
Which is why I'm wondering about... I still do wonder, with a portion of the population being able to turn into weapons, I'm curious as to what percentage of the population can. But you would think that, yeah, it would have more bearing on society.
And it seems like a lot of characters just don't know or understand. Like, it's like a really weird secret that everybody knows.
But I'm really wondering, was there ever a time where they were... I mean, the Knights Templar certainly are supposed to believe that they're just tools. But was there ever a time in history where that was the case? You noticed in the church that there were all of the statues were wielding weapons.
Oh, gosh!
Huh?
The amount of enemies in here.
Yep.
I think it scales by level.
And
And not a bubble tea in sight.
I mean, you have 2 bubble teas.
I do, but I'm hoping for a restock.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm picking up anything. There was a lot of enemies there.
But yeah, I would have really enjoyed seeing what
More
are
of
the
the
social
history in the
dynamics. Yeah, he was talking about the light pollution,
Yeah, it's the same.
science and myth.
There we go. At least that heals me. Anyway. There we go. And those laser things are pretty much the only thing that threatens me at this point. Bubble tea. Need a
Yeah, 'cause
restock.
one thing I never noted or realized was for most of the characters, if they had any side characters attached to them, they very rarely, if ever, mentioned the fact that they could turn into a weapon.
Correct.
Because with Sunder and Mandy, I don't think it was ever really brought up.
Yeah.
With the fought Vincent, I mean, maybe he mentioned the dunj at one point, but I don't remember if the topic of Isaac becoming a blade ever came up. Did it?
Yeah. Okay, so it just
Wait, you're
did a-
leaving the dunj? I thought we're
Sorry,
finishing.
we are. So I can take the elevator back down. I just wanted a almost important. Oh, that hurts.
What's
okay,
almost
so it
important?
gave the warning saying that the weapon we're wielding will see our true heart.
Oh,
So I don't know if we're at decision time, but I'm gonna say let's just pick our weapon now, so we don't have to think about it later. I liked Isaac initially, but I lost interest in him over the course of his final bits. Just because he was... I don't know. I think too much about his dad. Favorite character as far as romance-wise is clearly Valeria, just because. But really, I guess my votes are against Isaac and Sunder here. I mean, especially Sunder, that'd be weird.
yeah, and then Sawyer's is the younger sibling character.
So do we want to bring potential love interest, younger sibling, big friendo, other big friendo, or cat? I don't know. You want to just go with Valeria?
Sure, I suppose.
Huh.
Because, I mean, the thing is, we are solidly friend zone with a number of characters. I wouldn't mind seeing...
If we get to redo the ending.
Well, I don't know.
Let's just do it. It's fine. I
just-
only have a little bit
I
of
was
time.
just thinking, who would I want to take into the dungeon
This
to
place
see?
didn't always have monsters in it.
Okay.
Beware, dude. If you come closer, your weapon will see your true heart. Or, oh, do you know what it is? It's probably this.
Yeah.
Battle your fears. A little fear of intimacy is healthy. Nobody likes an overshare. That's what a fear of intimacy looks like? Huh. Stay light on your feet. So it's a heart in ice and chained.
Oh, I see. I have to be breaking these. Ooh. This song got good.
I know that you used to describe me as an ice queen,
Bit of.
which is funny because now I'm a goof, but that's surely because of you. Intimacy is dangerous, you know. Better to play it safe and stay alone. That's what the heart's saying. Well, yeah, because you don't want to be hurt. So you put up all of this shielding.
Oh.
It risks so much to let someone see the real me. I can't. No, I'm safer alone. Bonjour.
This is a lot of character development for our largely...
It's inviting you inside. I wonder who or what's in there.
I was hoping for more magazines, to be honest.
Who's within the heart? Oh no! Is that it better not be Mom, or is it some
I
other
have no
personification? A strange thing looks you up and down, smirking appreciatively. You realize that they're familiar, but you can't quite place it. Wait, it has a kind of guy's heh.
Hey, good looking. Come here often? Worst pickup line ever. You spent so many years being afraid of intimacy, I thought we had something special. Call me Dungeon Boyfriend. It was me all along.
Wait. Dungeon boyfriend? Is this just your obsession with the dunj?
Yeah, oh.
What? I don't know.
Yeah, boyfriend dungeon. Yeah, so half the reason why we're this like weird dungeon obsessed person is because we were fleeing into the dungeon to avoid, you know,
I really
personal
hate it when there are
relationships.
heartbeats
Yeah, I
in
don't like it
games.
either.
It reminds me of all those games in which you're at your last HP point or something, and
Yeah.
it just the whole screen is pulsating and you're hearing a beating in your
It's
head.
messing with
And
me. Can we go so you can complain about this later?
Sorry.
Call me Dungeon Boyfriend. It was me all along. When you saw the sexy scenes in movies and looked away, I was there. When you first imagined someone's lips on yours and froze, I was there. Not physical either. Remember when you first started hiding your true self? I do. I may be a dungeon, and I know I'm not the only one you've been grinding, but give me another chance. I'll keep you safe from being hurt, being used, being violated. I've been by your side for so long. What would your life even be like without me? I'm not afraid anymore. Bold. I'm sure you have plenty of other fears. What about poor old Dungeon Boyfriend, huh? Give us a goodbye kiss, won't you? For old time's sake. Come here, you weirdo.
What? What? No! You feel the dungeon itself lean into you, hungry for your fear, but finding nothing left to devour. Look at that little face. As he fades against your lips, you feel your confidence grow even further. You close your eyes, truly at peace with intimacy at last. Whoop. Poof. Arts. Boss defeated. Overcame your fear of intimacy. A new plushie can be found in your apartment.
Ew.
Ah, that must feel good. Congrats, dude. You're fearless.
Well, that meant very little. I was expecting something more.
Into the loot sack.
Oh, that's it.
Do we have to speak with him? Can you go up to the mansion or are the other places and just look around?
Huh. I think we have to.
I think you have to talk with Eric.
Wow.
I mean, maybe that's to push the ending where you
All right, let's
tell him
respond
off
to his
and
text first. This is gonna be a wet flop of an ending this way. I'm just gonna call him a liar. You caught me. I'm guessing too nice. Sorry. Don't eat too much cake. Hey, I have news I think you're gonna want to hear. Come by my shop and we can make a trade. Yeah, so I think that's what it was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go shopping. I've never even wanted to touch this place.
You find Eric
So
reading a
good to
book.
see you.
Approach
Really?
what?
You look great. Fit. The dunge must be giving you a good workout.
You have information.
Why are you Why did you skip all those
Sorry.
dialogue lines? Eric smiles, though his eyes seem cold and distant.
Strictly business, huh? I was just getting to that. Well, I thought you might want to know what I discovered about the dungeons in my research. Did you know they manifest your fears? The monsters actually come from inside you.
Yeah.
Really? Yes? Oh, well, you don't have to be all huffy about it. I was thinking, since the dungeons are all about your fears, then, can we just, like, ignore them and they go away? Seems like it'd be safer, too. But, even if you want to fight monsters, the fact that it's your fears suggests you have control. I think we could even speedrun dungeons if we wanted. Skip straight to the bottom, fight the boss monster immediately. I figured out how, but...
Eric pauses and looks you in the eye with a mischievous grin.
I said this would be a trade. How about I tell you about my speedrun strat for the low, low price of one kiss on the cheek? I don't need this. Oh, fine. What about a smile? Just one nice, handsome smile? No.
No, we're not smiling for you. Eric goes silent, the warmth leaving his face.
Some people are just so selfish. They get good looks, attention, offers of knowledge. They can't even share the tiniest bit of their happiness.
Oh, but okay. 1 minute. He's doing the whole, I'm owed a bit of happiness from you.
This guy literally is just an incel. Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the worst kind? The heavily armed kind?
You share it with me. Why?
Yeah, coercion.
Mm-hmm. A shape slips silently into view, graceful as water. Whoa! What? That looks like an evil
That might
snake like Rurouni Kenshin.
That might be his weird artificial
weapon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Enemy?
The stranger stares at you with an intensity bordering on excitement. Eric hesitates before waving his hand in a huffy sigh.
No.
Wait, look at that. Did you notice that its hand was chopped off?
Yeah, and just is a blade.
Yeah, there's a blade coming out.
No, not an enemy. Return to your sheath.
The stranger slips away with a rustling of silk. Wait, is that the katana everyone keeps mentioning? I think that is.
Oh.
Sunder, or was it one of the people that we had talked with, one of the dates?
Rowan
had mentioned a katana.
Yeah. Since you apparently know everything, you won't need to ask any questions about him. Good day.
Eric pointedly reopens his book and ignores you until you leave. You stumble out of the dunj, tired and sweaty, breathing hard. Your weapon transforms. I think I overdid it. My bed is going to feel so good. Oh. A whispering hiss stirs the underbrush as the shadows shift, slithering. He's advancing towards you, slowly.
Stay back.
The stranger smiles widely and takes another small step closer. Your skin crawls. He raises his blade arm and swings it in an arc, narrowly missing you. Back off, jerkwad. Dude, we should get to safety. Run, now. You split up and run into the night. It doesn't seem like he follows you, but you still lock your door behind you quickly when you arrive home.